Okay, well hopefully you're enjoying some Visual Studio. What we're going to do now is actually make some calculators. So we're going to use Visual Studio and create a form so that we can actually so that we can calculate some different things. So we're going to start off with the one we did yesterday in C#, which is calculating the radius of a circle. So in order to do that, first of all, we're going to need to start Visual Studio once again and start a new project. And because this project is going to be our calculator, let's start with a Windows desktop application and a Windows Form app. Remember, not the WPF app, but the Windows Form app. And this is going to be our circle calculator. And I'm going to use camel case just to make our name easier to read. So circle calculator. Say OK. Now in order to calculate the area of a circle, what we're going to need to do is to be able to know either the radius or the circumference. So what we'll do is we'll add a button, and that's going to be our button that says do the calculation. But we also need to be able to get some information from the user. So in order to do that, we scroll down in our toolbox to the text box option, and we're going to put a text box onto our form as well. And so this text box is going to be used for the user to enter in the value of the radius, and the button is going to do the calculation. So let's actually label that text box as well. So a text box allows the user to enter in some data. There are numerical text boxes as well, so you can do one of the numeric up downs if you want to, but I'm going to do this so that I can show you some errors that occur later on. And then we're going to grab our label, and we're going to use our guides to line our label up there as well so that it's next to that text box. Then we can go to our text, and we're going to say please enter, let's say please, the circle radius. Okay, so there's our little label, and here's our text box. So let's grab that and we'll bump it across. So that way they're going to enter the circle radius into our text box, into our there. And let's name, I should have gone and named, so we're going to go to our properties for our text box, and we're going to change the name to something that makes more sense for us. And so I'm going to start it with TXT, once again start with a capital and then 3 letters to indicate a text box. And because this is going to be our radius, I'm just going to call it TXT radius. You could put a starting value in there as well, so if we go down to our text property, let's actually fill it with a 0. So we're going to put a text value in there, and you can see it's got the 0. And then if you wanted to, you could actually align it. Numbers are traditionally aligned to the right hand side, so I'm going to align it there to the right as well. And obviously you can resize in properties and things like that too. Then our button, so we're going to go to our name. We're going to go to our text property first, and we're going to just say that this button is going to have the label called calculate. And because it's a button, we start with BTN, capital B and then TN, and this is going to be our button calc, so I'm going to call it BTN calc, which is going to indicate that this is the one that actually performs the calculation. Now we need somewhere for our answer to go as well. So what we're going to do is come back over here on the right hand side and grab our label, and we're going to line it up there and scroll down to the text property and say the radius is colon, and pop that there. I'm going to line that one up with our little heading here, and then I'm going to grab another label just to make it easy and put the label answer in this one. So this one here is going to be called 0, and I'm going to go up to the top to the label and say LBL, and this is camel case. This is where we're going to put the area, so we'll pop that in there. Oh sorry, that was the radius. So over here, so let's go back to our label and change that text to the area. The area is. So that way we've got our little calculator that's going to say enter the circle radius, calculate, and I need to a bit bigger. There we go. The area is, and let's resize our form down. Now you could be very creative and start to put on pictures of circles and actually draw the pictures of the circles and things, but I'm just going to go to our form and just put a label across the top saying area calculator. Okay, so now we've got a calculator there. And we should also rename the form. So let's scroll to the top and call it form area calc. Alright, so we've got a title in our form, we've got a label here, we've got our text box here, we've got our calculate button, we've got a spot for where our answer can actually go, and if we run our application with absolutely no code there, then our application will compile and open up. There we are, and I push calculate to my heart's content. I can enter in values and it's not doing anything. I've still got my minimize, my maximize and my close button, so you can see when it maximizes it doesn't do that very gracefully, but I could get rid of my maximize ability as well by editing the form property. Alright, can you pause me here? In fact, I'm going to stop this video here, and can you have a go at creating the design for your area calculator form?